Hello, I am Mike Hentges, President of Alliance for Shared Health, sitting today with Derik Scott, one of our Healthy Foundation coaches, and we're going to have a conversation around nutrition, mostly things that I've discovered over the past 10 years in my life trying to reclaim my health, and we're just going to kick around some ideas here about eating philosophies, types of foods that we eat, and everything in between. So, Derik, good to be with you today.
Mike, it's great to be here. This is a subject matter that I absolutely love to discuss, so I'm excited.
And let's talk briefly about keto dieting. Again, maybe something that's really popular right now, probably has been in the past, but just recently I've discovered that and have tried that as well. What I know about it is it seems like eliminating or greatly reducing your carb intake, starches, not that we're not going to. Well, even apples and fruit is discouraged in the keto dieting, and we're sticking to lean proteins, healthy fats. And from what you know about keto dieting, can you talk about the benefits of it, whether it's a philosophy you would ascribe to?
Yeah, so for me, what's funny is the keto diet actually originates from back in like the 1500s, where they were attempting to alleviate the symptoms of epilepsy. And what they found is when epileptic patients would starve themselves, their epileptic seizures would come down or lessen or stop. So what they attempted to do was mimic those health benefits of fasting or starvation with epileptic individuals. And in doing that, if they had them ingest an extremely high fat diet, so it's almost exclusively all fats, and then you have a little bit of carbs and a little bit of proteins. So you're talking about 60% of your diet is fat. That's a lot of fat in your diet. But when they did that, it basically makes you go into a ketosis, and there's a period of getting into ketosis. And a little bit of an aside here, the only way to know for sure if you're in ketosis is if you're regularly monitoring your blood ketones. Otherwise, you're just kind of guessing, and and that can be great too, as long as you're paying attention to the things that you want. After they used this keto diet for these epileptic patients, they would mimic the same basically benefits of fasting or starving themselves. So it worked really well then, and now it's come in a couple different cycles of working well for people to lose weight. And again, this is going to be some type of experimentation. I've done the bulletproof coffees, and I've done all of these things, but again, a bulletproof coffee has a lot of calories in it, a lot of calories.
Can you, for our listening audience, can you explain what bulletproof coffee is?
Yeah, so bulletproof coffee is generally a very high quality coffee, and then you're going to have some grass-fed butter in there, and then you're usually going to have some MCT or some coconut oils in there. So with that grass-fed butter and that MCT oil, you're talking about a pretty decent amount of calories right there. Anywhere from, it could be 300 calories on the low end to it can skyrocket significantly higher than that and be easily a full meal on the northern end of that. So
I've tried that before, and I was a little apprehensive at first to put butter, and again, this is clarified butter, into my coffee, but it actually tastes pretty good.
Yeah, from a taste, that many calories, that much butter, I would hope so. It does taste good, but if you're drinking a bulletproof coffee like you would a normal coffee, and then you're having breakfast, and then you're doing some other things too, you're easily going to overconsume, and you're probably going to put on weight. But the thing is a lot of people have a hard time eating that many calories if it's just all coming from fat. So that's why that'll put them into a caloric deficit. And a caloric deficit basically means that I'm burning more calories than I take in, so I'm going to lose weight based on that calories in versus calories out equation.
Before we move away from the keto diet, can you speak briefly about the importance of those healthy fats and how we get them into our diets? And from my understanding, those healthy fats are instrumental in cellular development, which is our basic building block that we need to build and regenerate ourselves. So maybe some of the foods that we get that healthy fat from and the importance of it.
Yeah, so every cell in your body has what's called a lipid bilayer. So literally every single piece of you has fat. And it's very important that if you're ingesting healthy fats, your cells are going to operate more appropriately or more optimally. But if we're looking at actual healthy fats, we're talking about extra virgin olive oil, grass-fed butter is a great choice. You can do
avocados.
Avocado, fantastic choice. Yeah. And what you're trying to do here is look towards fats that are more whole foods, less processed. The more processed you get, you're probably going to have some fats that are going to have a little bit more inflammation. And then here too, we always want to talk about omega-6s versus omega-3s. And omega-3s generally come from some type of aquatic life. So if you're not getting a lot of fish in your life, you should probably be supplementing some omega-3 supplement. And I always want to qualify there in that a lot of the omega-3 supplements on the shelves are rancid. So be careful about your omega-3 supplements. Look for pharmaceutical grade fish oils if you're going to use them.
Excellent. Well, Derik, I want to thank you for your time again today, that we had a chance to discuss these topics with our audience here. Again, for Alliance for Shared Health, I am Mike Hentges, along with our Healthy Foundations coach, Derik Scott, and we wish you good health.